What's going on, everybody? Welcome, and this is my Game of Thrones quick review. Now, Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2 just went off, and if I were to describe this episode in one word, I would say tension. Lots of tension. My face is all shiny. Lots of tension in this episode. Okay, it starts off. Jaime Lannister makes it to Winterfell, turns around, and he sees Bran Stark, just like it ended in the last episode. So we knew when they met, when they saw each other, he's like, oh boy, it was tension. They skip to him going to the hall where they got Daenerys, Sansa, pretty much everybody is there. The whole gang's there. And Jaime is front and center, kind of like a trial almost. Like, because Sansa and Daenerys are like, one thing we both have in common is that we both don't like this person. Sansa and Daenerys both want Jaime dead. It seems like Daenerys more than Sansa, but anyway, everybody has their words and all that stuff, and Jaime is pretty much asking for, I don't want to say forgiveness, but asking for someone to spare his life, because Cersei, he fled from Cersei. He's all by himself. He found some familiar faces. His brother Tyrion is there, and he's looking for just spare his life, to the point where he's willing to fight for the living, as he said. I defend the living, all that stuff. So everybody gets their turn of saying something. Bran Stark says this thing, things we do for love, meaning he knows Jaime's story with Cersei and all that stuff. Their whole thing. Tyrion vouches for his brother. Brienne, I'll get to her later, but Brienne vouches for him. Daenerys pretty much wants everybody to go with what she's saying, but everyone is saying the opposite of what she wants. She wants him to die. Everybody's saying, wait a minute, hold on. We need every man we can get. Everybody who's alive, we need them on our side right now. All right? We need them on our side. If they're alive, we need them on our side. We could deal with the beef later, but right now we need them here. So Daenerys is mad about that. She's upset because it seems like everybody is going against her. And you can also see the tension between Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen, 6 of his name, and Daenerys, because now Jon Snow knows his true identity. And you can already see and sense that there is some tension. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen last episode. So there's that tension. Sansa and Daenerys are going back and forth, avoiding each other. There's tension there. Throwing little quips at each other. Tension there. The only people who seem to be a little bit carefree is Arya and I forgot the Baratheon bastard. I forgot his name. I'll get to her later. So people are getting themselves together. Weapons are being prepared. Plans are being drawn out for this oncoming invasion. More people, more allies are coming in. Like I said, we need every man. Every man need to be in here. So now we get to, well, I'm going to skip to this. See, these kind of episodes, this episode wasn't about action. It wasn't about no action. It was a lot about it was the calm before the storm. It was Everybody get their last laughs in, their last conversations in, their last confessions in before all hell breaks loose. That's what this was episode like. I like those episodes. One of the scenes I like the most was actually the scene between Tyrion Lannister and Bran Stark, because I love the intellectual dialogue between between two people who are intellectual and have that dialogue. I love those scenes, either a monologue or a dialogue. I've always loved those scenes in movies and in shows. For some reason, I've always loved that. So they have their conversation. I wish they would actually extend it that more, where we actually can know what they were talking about. We kind of sharing their stories with each other. So now we get to Arya and the Baratheon. We all knew this moment was going to happen from the first episode. From last episode, episode 1, season 8. The moment those two met, they immediately gave off a chemistry with each other that they were attracted to each other. Everybody could see it. Everybody was expecting it to go down, right? So what was funny was how everything happened between those two. They were kind of dancing around. Arya was very, very forward about what she wanted. She didn't make. I think ever since she went through her trials and stuff for her events, she's become very forward with what she thought. She's always been very forward, but she's been even more forward than before. Like, she made the first move for everything. She's like, look, before I die, I'm trying to see what it's like. Like, before I go, before we all die, I need to know what's up with you and me. Can we do this right? I'm trying. What's happening? She took off her clothes. He took off his clothes. She got the scars on her body from the wounds and stuff. She was like, I'm not the red woman. Take your bloody pants off. Take your own bloody pants off. He's like, okay, get the pants off. So we knew that was going to happen. I think everybody knew that was going to happen between those two. Midnight, go sit down. Go sit down, Midnight. Go turn around, sit down. Leave me alone. Talk to my dog. So now we get to the scene, one of the other scenes I like, where all of the people, they were just sitting around the campfire, but sitting around the fire, just conversing, telling stories, drinking, just getting their last little bit of chat in, the last little bit of talking, just like whatever they were talking about, just talk. Brienne comes in. Jamie and Tyrion are talking. Two brothers talking. Probably their last conversation they're gonna have before this war goes down. Everybody's talking, and all of a sudden, it's about being a knight. He's like, well, Brienne's talking about, like, I'm not a knight. It's like everybody all the men was like, shoot, why you not a knight? She's like, tradition. He was like, well, fuck tradition. Forget tradition. Jamie was like, well, you don't need a king to be a knight. If there's a knight in the room, a knight can knight you. Right? So they was like, okay. Jamie was like, took a sword out. Kneel. I'm gonna knight you right here. We're gonna do it right here. Because you can do it, because when it comes to knighthood, you can do it wherever you want. It's more ceremony, but you can be knighted anywhere. And once you are knighted wherever you are. So Jamie was like, not Jamie, you could see on Brienne's face, like, are you serious? Like, because that was her dream. We've all known since Brienne was introduced to the show that her dream was to be an actual knight. She fought better than the knights. She was tougher than most of the knights. But because she was a woman, she couldn't officially become a knight. But they was like, well, shoot, since we going to die anyway, this may be our last chance. Fuck it. Come on, let's do this. Let's get united. Jamie takes a sword out, and he gives the oath of knighthood to Brienne Tarth, and it's official. She is now a knight. I was happy for that. That was actually the first time in the show since she was introduced that she smiled. No other time in the show since her introduction did she smile, except for that one moment where she was knighted. I was happy when everybody clapped. I even clapped. I clapped when she got knighted. That was cool. Then you had more dialogue, more people talking. Everybody getting their last hugs in. Oh, Jon Snow tells Daenerys the truth about his birthright, and she is not pleased. She is not pleased. You could see in her face, her whole world crumbled, and I don't know how deep that's gonna go. Because now that she knows that she doesn't have a legit claim to the Iron Throne, Jon Snow does. That pretty much shoots down her entire dream. That was her dream. But now her lover slash nephew is the rightful king, the rightful ruler to the Iron Throne in the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros. You can tell she was not happy at all. But when it was about to get even thicker with the tension, the horn blows, everybody comes outside, and you can see down the field horse legs, White Walkers. We could have said when the rest of the crew came, John had asked him. He said, "How long do we have?" He said, "Before sunrise tomorrow." And sure enough, right on schedule, right on cue, before the sun rose, you can see the horses, and you can see the whole crew. They're loving the crew. The whole crew was there. Now you didn't see the Night King, but you know for sure the Night King was on the dragon. Once you go from a horse to a dragon, just like Jon Snow said, you ruined me riding the horses. Oh, and we now know. I kind of knew this, that the Night King is really looking for Bran. Bran Stark. We know that because when he went through his trance and they put his the marking on him. Kind of remind me of Harry Potter with the Horcrux. That's what kind of remind me of. So, and I said this from on the first episode, episode 1 of season 8. I said this whole story is going to move. It's going to pivot on Three-Eyed Raven, Bran Stark. It's going to pivot on him. I mean, you have your main characters. You have your Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, all that stuff. But it's going to pivot on Bran. Sure enough, he says, Night King's after me. He wants me. Now, why he wants Bran, no one knows. We might find that out. The third episode, we probably gonna find that out. But that was basically it. That was the calm. Next episode is gonna be the storm. So everybody was calm, relaxed. Sansa and Daenerys kind of made amends. They kind of shook hands and kissed and make up a little bit. It was kind of touch and go. But this episode was the calm. This was your last night of peace. This was, how when you were younger and your parents were going to give you a butt whooping, but they didn't give it to you right then and there. That long pause, that long silence that long, the minutes before you get your butt whooping. That's what this was like. This episode was the moment before your parents come to give you a butt whooping. It's quiet. You contemplating life. You scared. You don't know what's going to happen. You just nervous. You just trying to find ways to relax. But the moment you hear those footsteps, you break down. This episode was like that. It was calm. It was peaceful. People were laughing, drinking, getting their last little bit of loving in, all that. Until you see horses in the snow. Next Sunday, episode 3, I get the feeling whoever... Oh, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. Arya Stark got her weapon. I think Arya Stark is going to kill the Night King. Arya Stark is going to kill the Night King. That wasn't just a spear. I mean, let me predict something. That wasn't just a spear. That was a spear / harpoon. Like, I think what he did was he made kind of a spear that could double as a spear and as a projectile. How much y'all want to bet that Arya Stark shoots the Night King with that dragon glass arrow because of the weapon that she has? How much y'all want to bet? You saw the blueprints that she made, right? So, my prediction, Arya Stark is going to kill the Night King on some sniper stuff, on the sniper tip, right in the chest. That's what's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Arya Stark is going to kill the Night King with a sniper. She's going to be a sniper. All right? You heard it from me. All right, well, that's my little quick review. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. I did. I like this kind of episodes. So, this episode was calm. Next episode is going to be pure havoc. And I'm all here for it. Catch you all later. Peace.